And we're live, guys. What's up? So, thought I would talk about some foods that you can make for tonight or tomorrow, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Do I have time to make that stuff myself? No, that's why I'm live streaming it. Oh, I think I need to turn off my friggin' yeah. Hold on one sec, you guys. I'm going to turn off my earbuds. I forgot that I had them on still. That's what's up with technology or AirPods, whatever. I've been walking around with these all day and forgot that I'm still wearing them. So let me point you towards the sun and how beautiful it is in Cali. It's a little kind of hazy looking, but I'll be right back. Hold on, people. Look at that. It is so warm outside, so I will be right back. Let me get my little AirPod holder thingy. All right, let's see here. Where is it? I don't even know where it is. This is bad. At least I can look around my apartment. You guys can probably hear me perfectly because I have the microphone built into the AirPods. Yeah. All right. I don't like to use AirPods. I just realized I have them now. All right, guys. I'm back. Like that. There we go. I'm blinded by the light. Okay. Whew, focus. I know. It is so nice. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to sit up on my rooftop later and just chill because I never chill. And I want to take off these things, these AirPods, because it feels weird to do a stream with them. And I don't know if you guys can even hear me well with these things in my ears. So the sound might get weird. You guys let me know if the sound gets funky or if it corrects itself. Let's see here. I don't want to wear these things. Here we go. All right, can you guys still hear me okay? Gotta say, yo, because I called you, was it, ma'am, in the console, and you were like, no. I know, don't call me ma'am, Monique. Shoot, just call me Stephanie. I don't like when people call me ma'am or lady. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I had to put away these thingamajiggies. Stay in a location with a bad signal. Oh, that's okay, Deborah. I'm just going to try to do a fast stream. I'm actually going to do one also on my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, and do a live stream there as well. And you can hear me loud and clear. That's what's up, Monique. That's what's up. Great. Okay, now it's hot as sweaty balls in Africa. No. I need to, like, block the sun a little bit, guys. Okay. You can hear me fine. Great. Let's talk about some holiday food. Now, I would be making holiday food, but I'm not really celebrating Christmas tomorrow, so I'm sorry. Just going to talk about it. Okay. So, I made a few days ago some cauliflower mash. Really, though? Steph, really? Okay. So here's some cauliflower mash, and I made salmon, so there's salmon mixed in it a little bit. So just talk about how easy it is to make this cauliflower mashed potato real quick, and then I'll take your guys' questions. Happy holidays! Okay, so there's salmon mixed in it, people. Don't be tripping. Okay, so this is my version of cauliflower mashed potato. Now, the way I like to make it as you guys come into the stream, 'tis the season, yes, for me to chill tomorrow, okay? Because all I do is grind. So, let's go into my favorite little emulsion? Yeah, blender. This is what I make all of my food out of, people, okay? So let's talk about this little mother sucker. I don't like to use like blenders to blend anything. This is my pal. You can take it apart and take it with me wherever I go. And when I travel, I put this thing in my bag because if I'm going to make any type of keto foods or holiday foods, this is the way to do it. So let me just discuss very quickly how you make the cauliflower mashed potato. You guys know how to make it, but there's my way to make it, which is different than what you might see online. So I like to go ahead and break up the cauliflower and break it up into small pieces. I put it into boiling water. I'll add salt, Himalayan salt or Celtic salt, whatever, and garlic to the water. And then I let it proceed to simmer boil. And not like high boiling, just a little bit. Then I take a fork, stick it in. I'm gonna put a video. No, I put a video together on my Instagram if you guys want to see how I make it. Yeah, I should upload it on YouTube. Oops. You put a fork in it to see if it slides through. Now, I don't like mine to be like baby puree, because then it doesn't feel like real potato. So I like mine to be a little dense. Like when I stick the fork in it, there's still a little bit of push to it. Okay, then I take it out, put it in a strainer, and I just add lots of butter on top and let it melt all the way. So I strain it, put it in a bowl, then I put a ton of butter on it, let it friggin' just saturate into the cauliflower. And then I use this sucker. Happy holidays, Jojo Wallace. And Merry Christmas, Jessica. So I'll go and I use this. I don't like to use a blender because then again it gets too creamy. I like it a little, like when you blend down the cauliflower, it doesn't feel like you're chewing on a vegetable. It actually feels like a potato if there's a little bit of thickness to it, because if you puree it too much, it's like powdered mashed potatoes. It's gross. Ugh. So I like a little thickness to it, and I use this and I just pump it. I don't go because that'll cream it out too much. All right, now for those who have no problem with coconut cream, sometimes I will take, yes I will take, no, I'm starting with cauliflower mash, Veronica. I'll go into other dishes. So then I will take, because I have cauliflower mash here that I made a few days ago. That's why I'm talking about that first. So you can see it's kind of chunky. Can you guys see the chunk in it? So it's not too creamy. That's how I like it. And there's bits of salmon because I had it with salmon. So that's exactly the texture of the way I like to have my cauliflower mash, because then it like a little chunky, because then it literally tastes like potato. So if you're boiling it with a little bit of garlic and you put salt in it, by the time you hit the butter, let the butter saturate all over it, just like mashed potatoes. Just like it. But then for a little bit of, I don't know, it just adds like a nice flavor, add a little bit of coconut cream, just a couple tablespoons of coconut cream. I take a can, I pour out the water, and I get the thickest. So we want no water because the water has a little bit of sugar, like the little bit of carbohydrate, sugar in the water. Pour out the water as much as I can, just the thickest part of the cream, and I put a couple tablespoons in, and then I use this mother sucker, and then I get the texture perfect and make it chunky creamy. And then I'll add just some pepper. That's it. If you guys want to add other stuff to your cauliflower mash, you can, but that's how I make. And then I'll add a little bit more salt. It's so good. And I can also make cauliflower hash browns. That's something I will show you guys how to make that later. Like, it's just like hash browns. So good. So good. Now, other things that I like to make you guys know is that, thank you, Peter. Looking yoked. It is so funny, you guys. I get so many, you look this, you look that, you look blah, blah, blah. Like, you lost your gains, you're too thin. You're like, really though? I'm too thin. I'm too muscular. Being on the internet. Well, that's what you get. Okay. Let's get on into this. But what I am is 51. Just to remind you people. So, I'm going to talk to chef stuff. I really do cook well, but I've been so tweaked out by people's histamine problems, lack of oxalobacter to break down oxalates. I'm so freaked out by people's inability to deal with the whey and casein and even butter. And somebody asked me about, Frank Tefano says don't eat Kerrygold because it's corn finished. It is. They're being sued. So you can consume your Kerrygold or you're not. You don't have to. It's up to you. Here in California, I can actually get a lot of raw butter, so that would be the best, but I digress. With that said, even some people are not going to do well with the raw A2 cow raw butter because they just can't deal with the Oh, thank you so RTY Pepe, thank you. Thank you so much for the fiber. What happened if we overdo the protein for Christmas? I normally have 50, 60 grams that day. I mean, I personally don't understand why you would overeat the protein, but I mean, if you're doing it for a day, that's fine. I mean, to be honest, if you have 80 grams of protein for a day, that's fine. Thank you, RTYPP. I mean, for women, they really shouldn't go over 60 grams. I'm not going to lie. Spread out throughout the day. So 80 grams is kind of a lot. That's a lot of protein, honey. All right. So now when it comes to making a gravy, let's get down to the gravy. So how I've made gravy in the past is with goat's butter, supposed to be better on the digestive system. Probably, Jessica, and there's less whey and casein on it. So I think that's probably what it is rather than the digestion of it, because if the fat is the same, you're going to use the same gallbladder and the same HCl levels in the stomach to digest the fat. So I think it's the whey and casein, lower amounts in the goat butter. Butter. Now, gravy you can use simple, right? Now, I don't like talking about this stuff, so you guys are like kind of food porn addicts, so here we go. So this is my flour base for the gravy. It's essentially the same recipe that you would use with wheat flour with your gravy. Oh, and the coconut cream, of course. Then to use the wheat flour. So what I really want to explain you guys with how I make anything that's breaded, I do a mixture between the two. Sometimes I'll do a 50-50 split, and sometimes I'll do a 70-30. I use mostly flax. Again, I have a problem with these foods because some of you guys have sensitivities to the coconut flour. Some of you have a hard time, not with the phytoestrogens of flax, but just because they're seeds, a lot of you guys, not a lot. I digress. Actually, flax over chia, flax is way better for those who've got issues with phytates. Flax seems to be easier to to have less of a histamine response from flax. So these are the two. So it doesn't matter if I make gravy. Well, I don't use flax meal for gravy, but when I make my pancakes, you guys, when I make pancakes, bread, cookies, muffins, it's these two, and eggs. It's not that hard. People are like, what is the recipe? I'm like, it's the recipe. And I'm like, it's these two. Because you could actually just use flax. The texture of the breaded whatever is pretty good. But let your own juices from meat reduce the spoon of butter. What? Exactly, Janet. Yes, exactly. Janet's breaking it down, right? Uses the juices from the cooking of your meat with the flour, coconut flour, as your thickener to your sauce. But with the breaded stuff, like if you guys want to do pies or cookies, these are my two faves to make as flour bases. And then eggs, and then it depends on what spice. So, for example, when I make lemon butter muffins, I use fresh lemon. I use, what's it called when you shave the lemon? Janet, help me. The lemon, when you shave the skin, it's called, hello? Janet's my homie. Zest, thank you. Yes, zest. So lemon zest, the lemon juice, coconut cream, these two ingredients, salt, stevia, and even though, stevia is the one fake sweetener that most people with histamine does not react to. There's no such thing as high LDLs. That's coronary artery issues with keto done correctly. So just forget that. Swipe that from your mind, because LDLs, we need LDLs, and we need a lot of high density LDLs that are floating, right? So we've got LDLs that take cholesterol to the inflammation, and HDL that takes it back to be recycled from the liver. So just don't worry about that nonsense. Y'all been brainwashed. All right. So when I make everything, it doesn't matter if I make, and I use a ton of butter, I use stevia, salt, always, because salt, Himalayan salt, will buffer the bitterness of stevia, always, period. I've made breaded stuff and muffins and cookies and whatever. When I use stevia with salt, Himalayan salt particularly, it'll buffer down the bitterness of stevia. Okay? And do not get stevia with freaking xylitol mixed in with it, or monk fruit, or any of that. So, it doesn't matter, like I said, if I'm making a pie, the crust for the pie. It doesn't matter if I'm making bread or cookies or anything that's breaded. Tortillas, somebody asked for a tortilla recipe. You guys, tortillas are very easy. Tortillas are just made with, not the mixture, they're just made with coconut flour. And you can also make flax crackers, and that would be just with the flax and not with coconut flour. But with the tortillas, and I have mine, they look just like tortillas. They don't taste exactly like tortillas, but they're like very close. So again, you use coconut flour, egg whites, salt. That's it. And it's got to be mixed pretty well, right? With the emulsion blender. It's got to be pretty creamy. So when you put it on your pan to fry it, because you fry your tortillas, it has to be spread out real thin. What's up, Richard? It's been a while. Where you been, Richard? It has to be real thin, and then you just pan fry it and flip it, and it gets little brown marks on it just like a normal flour tortilla. So there are some ideas for Christmas when it comes to gravy, when it comes to, these are carb replacements. The ice cream is really easy, you guys. In fact, I only use ice cream molds. So I'll get popsicle molds, and I've got old videos on that, how to make ice cream. So I'll use popsicle molds, I was going crazy back in the day. Like, I was like Chef Stephanie. Like, I had an eyedropper of coconut oil, because I wanted like the crunchiness of chocolate. So I'd mix coconut oil with cacao butter, the white chocolate, and I would mix it. I would saute it, not saute it. I would use a saucepan to melt it. And so I'd put coconut cream in, and it already would have the flavor, right? If I had a chocolate or vanilla or mint or whatever. And then I would take the coconut oil and the cacao butter, and I put little drops. So I'd pour a little bit into the mold, and then I would put some drops of coconut oil, and then I'd pour some more cream into the mold and more, because I want it to be like every step have a little crunch all the way through the popsicle. So good. So freaking good. Flaxseed pancakes are made with flax meal, salt, butter, a little bit of butter, and I'm not going to tell you the ratios because it's going to be my book. All right, so it's flax, eggs, flax, eggs, salt, butter. That's it. I know. All right, guys, this is a very quick impromptu, just giving you some cooking ideas for the holidays when it comes to cookies. I use this combo, and then I'll use nutmeg, cinnamon for like Christmas cookies, stevia, the salt, butter, easy breezy cover girl. And this is my wand, my weapon. So, okay, I'm going to take your guys' questions. Then I'm going to enjoy my day, because I am never resting, ever. Even when I'm sleeping, my brain's going 100 miles an hour. Because of you guys. All right, let's get the cues going on. Let's see here if we got any questions. Oh, you guys are just being sweet today. Do we have any questions? Or how about, yes, fit, right? Pretty good for 51. Yes. All right. I want to talk some more about DAO, and I'm going to do another live stream on it. DAO, diamine oxidase, which is an enzyme that helps you break down histamine. And histamine is normal. It's basophils and mast cells are releasing histamine. Histamine is a response to deal with inflammation in the body. Unfortunately, some of you guys can't break it down and clear it out. So I want to talk about how you develop the histamine issues in the leaky gut. Thank you, Veronica. Merry Christmas as well. Wishing you a Merry Christmas as well. Melanin? Melanin? Skin pigment? Melatonin? What do you mean? That's the weirdest question. Can you rephrase that, Love Jones? Okay. So a lot of you guys, I realize, are having problems not only with the anti-nutrients in plants, but you're also not having enough enzymes to break down the histamine response to the anti-nutrients in the plants. And then on top of that, some of you guys don't have a bacteria in your gut called Oxalobacter. I'm probably pronouncing it a little off. But you don't have this bacteria, which also helps you break down the oxalates, which some of y'all are getting kidney stones and they don't know why. So let's dive deep into the whole leaky gut. I have a course page, a keto course. It's a Facebook private group. It's a paid group. It's $15 a month, but it's a course. And today, the course lesson was about people who have histamine, where the inflammatory response to certain foods that they are eating are blocking their keto adaptation. So let me see her abs. Yeah, not too bad, right? Not too bad. It's all the little diffuse light. Remember, I'm 51, so I have the right to be a little bit braggadocious. People keep forgetting I'm at the age that I'm at. Oh, thank you, Richard, for the $5. Peter, I live in LA. The stores we have here, you don't have somewhere else. It's just the way it is. So, unless you live in LA, I can tell you where to go in LA. Okay, so let's talk about, I don't know how to get back Oxalobacter bacteria back into the gut, but I can talk about getting DAO back into the body, the enzyme to be able to break down this stuff. Feeling swollen and stiff after flights now? Never sighed before? Sighed? Saw it? I don't know. What would be the cause? Shamo could be your lymphatic system. Yeah? Could be sodium-potassium imbalance. These are some potentials. Let's see here. I woke up 2 in the morning. Blood sugar was 91 after 30 minutes. 98, what could I do? It's cortisol. That's a long story. I'm going to get back to do you make cornbread? No. That's one thing I don't. I never liked cornbread. My mom made it, but I never liked it. Christina eats some butter immediately. Body's amazing. Her brain is off the charts. Ah, thank you. That's what's most important, right? Thank you, Janet. Oh, it was just an Amazon blender. It's not that complicated. Okay, here we go. Let me get some water, guys, because you guys should get your water too. All right, so let me just explain this whole DAO thing for a quick minute. A lot of people are talking about the carnivore diet, but they're not talking about, they are putting emphasis on the fact that people are having problems with plants, but they don't say why or how to fix it. You can't just go on a carnivore diet and fix the problem. You can start to develop second and third issues by having low electrolytes or not adapting and developing heart palps and all this stuff from an electrolyte imbalance on the carnivore diet. Ah, thank you. What is it? Dava? Oh, I don't know if I'm saying it right. All right, so essentially, the reason why a lot of people develop a diamine oxidase deficiency to break down the histamine, and let me go over the symptoms because I bet you all gonna tick box one of these things. Okay? No, don't drink electrolytes. You can just get it in the food. It's very easy. All right, so you don't need electrolyte drinks that sometimes have weird flavoring and fruit extract flavoring, all this nonsense. So with that said, so how you develop it is through low stomach acid. You could also develop it from things like leaky gut, which is holes in the small intestinal wall. So they're tight normally, these wall tight junctions, and then they open up because you might have wheat, or you might develop a cross-reactive to reaction to dairy, and then the holes stay open, and then your immune system starts to attack itself, and then you start to develop histamine that your body can't break down and get rid of. And so also the other things are alcohol, amalgam fillings, mercury in the air, the fluoride in the water, high estrogen, birth control pills. These are things that where we develop histamine issues. It's crazy. And then it'll manifest in like people think they're having a cold, but they're actually having like a DAO problem, or they develop like seasonal allergies, and it's not the allergies, it's a poor gut function and not enough of this enzyme to break down again the histamine. So this is the reason why a lot of people go to carnivore again, because plants are the big culprit to develop the problem. Alcohol and high estrogen and mercury and poor liver detoxification can also be a problem in histamine building up in the system, because your liver is not functioning properly, your methylation is not functioning properly, you're not absorbing enough B12 methylfolate, you're just having issues with being able to clean out the systems, clean up cells, and be able to continue moving on without cells dying. So with that said, other things that can be a problem is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, parasites, candida. All of these things can start an inflammatory response within your immune system. And so how we fix that, because people don't even know how hard it is to get that body checked. So yeah. What I want to remind people too, just as a side note, is like, I'm 51. The reason why I mention that all the time is because when I meet people, they think I'm in my early 30s, and therefore they discount what I say. And then when I'm like, no, I'm not a millennial, I'm a lot older than that, then people start listening up. So that's the reason why I mention my age, is so people can understand that you can't get your hormones in balance and your life in balance. It takes a lot of work. Yes. So with that said, the symptoms again are mimicking seasonal allergies, dander, the candida, the bloatedness, the gassiness, the stool quality plays a big role in having histamine intolerance, having a DAO deficiency, because everything will just globulate together, mash together when you're having like candida overgrowth, parasites, low stomach acid. You keep drinking alcohol, which is exacerbating the problem, and you're on birth control pills, like they're just stacking up, and your whole gut's like, nope. And then you have estrogen dominance in women and in men. Yes, people, I'm not kidding. Like, every little thing matters. So, how do you get rid of this stuff? Well, obviously, you guys, a lot of people downregulate their HCl levels because of stress and not sleeping and missing meals and not eating enough protein. Not eating enough protein is also a problem. Oh, also bacteria on food. Also, the food itself can create, like, there are high histamine foods like spinach and pineapple, which we don't eat on keto. Bacon, aged meat, fermented food. And that's why I always say to people, y'all got to clear out the freaking weeds before you plant the seeds of probiotic in the gut. Because if you react to the histamine, high histamine food, you're going to feel like, you're going to feel like your stomach's out to here. You can feel sharp pain. You can feel horrible and awful by taking probiotics and fermented foods and kombucha and kimchi and all this nonsense when you have histamine intolerance. So what you got to do is figure out if you have it. So I know I was talking about holiday food, but I'm going into the subject, which I will go more extensively in another live stream. So with that said, so people can also react to eggs. That's another big high histamine food because of the whites. And people are eating all egg whites, which is horrible. Okay, we only got 54 people in the house. You know what's so weird, you guys, as an off-topic? Somebody who loves watching my live streams said that he was unsubbed. And I think that's probably happening to everybody. I think it's some kind of YouTube algorithm weird thing. But the system will start unsubbing people for, I don't know, because people in my live streams, the numbers have dropped dramatically. And then the replays, they rise back up. It's very weird, but I just noticed that. But then again, it's an off time in the middle of the day as well. So how do you deal with this histamine? I'm also from YouTube algorithm. Did you write that right? So I don't know how the system works. I just noticed the numbers are less, but I mean, to me, it's really important that people watch the replay. So I'm not that tweaked on it. If you're struggling to get your family healthy, the notification bell doesn't work sometimes either. Yeah, but I'm also not your subscribe. You're not, or I don't know. Ciao. Well, subscribe, hit the bell. And you have to maybe hit it again if you're unsubscribed, if the algorithm unsubscribes you for some reason. All right. So what can you do about this problem? Because me listing all those things like the white tongue and the floating stool and the greasy stool and the pale stool and the IBS and the Crohn's and the bad reaction to probiotics, or even some digestive enzymes, and people reacting to the mycotoxins and to the caffeine, and all of these things are histamine, and teas and black tea and green tea. These are all high histamine foods. There are a couple of articles and there are books about blood type. Take the type of allergies person. I'm not a big eat for your blood type person, because the way I've coached people tend to react similarly to things. Like everybody responds quite well to protein. Saying. But I'm digressing. The point is that individually you might have compromises within your gut biome, and now you've gotten low stomach acid, and now poor lifestyle practices, and now you have a hard time with histamine intolerance, which is connected to leaky gut, which is connected to candida, which is connected to feeling miserable, right? Pooping all the time, too much, or can't poop at all. See, hi Stephanie, thank you for the live stream. What? Thank you. Something's blocking the rest of the text. Okay, I'll read it in a second once it starts pushing up. Oh, do I have more? Oh, okay, been watching your vids for like 5 years. Were you around the days when I was like, energy, energy, energy? This is the business, right? This is the business. Okay. Hey, Steph, psyllium husk. Okay, no. So psyllium husk is another thing. It's the dirty keto. It's actually the destroy your body keto version. I should coin that. Psyllium husk is really, really hard on the colon. Yeah, no, not good for the lower intestine. Get rid of it. You don't need it. Like the way I use coconut flour and flax, I can get that so soft and lovely bready like. You don't need psyllium husk. You don't need almond flour. Almond flour is another problem. I should say the 10 worst keto foods everybody needs to stop eating. That's going to be my next live stream. Except I gotta just remember that. But what I'm mentioning all these things, I know that you guys are kind of tick boxing some of these issues, and no one talks about it. Everyone's talking about, like, again, he wants to use psyllium husk. Is it he? I think so. Ben, yeah, and it's not a call out to Ben, but Ben is talking about, can I use psyllium husk? And a lot of people use that because you see that in a lot of, definitely get rid of it. It's not good. It's not good because we all have problems, right? And, it's just like, just because you see people doing it, we just have to be careful to not do it ourselves. What's wrong with energy, energy, energy? I love that. Child, I don't know. Was it JWord04? People would make fun of me, but that was back in the day when I knew less, and I was just excited to go online. I really was excited. But I still got the energy. I still got it. 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, I still got it. How you actually get your DAO, here's a solution, y'all. Kidney. This is the whole, me looking up Chris Masterjohn. Love what he's saying. Love the whole organ meats. So you can get DAO from kidney. You can also get other things that help protect your liver. Not protect your liver, but help the liver function properly. Yay, glad to catch me live, Jan Chen. Yes. Vitamin A in liver, selenium, liver, copper, liver. Yeah. These are the things. Vitamin C, liver. I think kidney also has vitamin C. Yeah. So these are all nutrients to help the over inability to clear out the histamine, and also to put DAO enzyme back into your system, and also to heal from leaky gut. Now, if you need glutamine, be very careful for doing bone broth because glutamate creates a histamine response. And so glutamine supplementation, possibly. Well, it's been a long time, Lulu. Was it Lulu Lamb Designs? Where you been, honey child? Thank you so much for the $24.99 on the super chat. Thank you. Merry Christmas, darling. Gorgeous lady, you're so gorgeous and wonderful too. I miss you. Where you been? Where you been? So thank you so much. Have you ever heard of keto lifestyle helping sciatica? Now, yes, so sciatica, multiple sclerosis, anything that you're dealing with nerve endings, it's amazing. Also, the potential of Parkinson's, right? But I have a friend who has Parkinson's, but he just won't do strict keto. So I'm trying to use him as also an experimental case, but because he won't stay strict, it's not working. Like, it's all or nothing. You're going to go for it and do it the real way, and you can't eat bad foods, and you can't refeed. So he's out of the picture, but I've never seen anybody cured of sciatica from a keto diet. But there's Deborah, who's in the chat, who has rheumatoid arthritis, which is an inflammatory disorder of the joints, which, sciatica is an inflammatory disorder of the nerves, or the sciatic nerve. So yes, it's possible, but to adapt, y'all, not to just eat keto, you have to adapt. And people keep forgetting that the ketogenic diet is a lifestyle where you have to adapt. No one's talking about why people are like making all these nasty foods and not considering their adaptation. Why are not people talk? It's the weirdest thing. You could go online and people aren't talking about the adaptation. Like, how do you know if you're adapted? You're hearing about weight loss, you're hearing about intermittent fasting, you're hearing about all this nonsense, but you're not hearing about if you're actually adapted. So the keto carnivore is also a great way to deal with people who've got DAO deficiencies or over buildup of histamine or leaky gut. But the problem is you also have to rotate your foods every 3 to 4 days. You can't just eat mono foods and eat them every day, because that's a buildup of histamine you can't clear out, and then you feel awful. I mean, awful. And if you're having this overreactive immune system, which is a histamine buildup, then you're not going to adapt. You're not going to adapt with that. You're not going to adapt with leaky gut. You're not going to adapt if you don't deal with your gallbladder issues, because you'll be malabsorptive. People who've got gastric sleeves, bypass, all y'all types of people, like ex-vegans that try keto and they've got have a difficulty digesting red meats, like all of you guys have to think about being malabsorptive and how to fix that, right? The malabsorption of your nutrients in your pipes, in your small intestine. And also encouraging enough HCl levels to digest your food entirely and to chew slower. That's another thing that's really important with people who have histamine intolerance. Please stop eating on the go. Okay, once you are keto adapted, can you do cardio, or can you never do cardio on keto? So the thing is, I don't do cardio. I don't do cardio at all. I do not do cardio. No cardio whatsoever. And I think that taking hikes and walks and training as an athlete and doing some HIIT training when you have stable adrenal glands is great, but just to get on a treadmill, I don't understand it. So if you're trying to do treadmill for your heart in the winter because you're in Chicago, yeah, but I don't walk, ride a bike, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you can. Definitely. Absolutely. In fact, I work with a marathon runner who it took him almost a year, honey child. It took him a year of not, he didn't listen to me. I was like, you cannot go full keto and do all this marathon training all at once. So it took him 10 times longer to adapt. But then when he adapted, he did really, really well in his race. So do you guys have any more questions? No, I'm not from Canada. This is from Janet. Janet, I told you people keep thinking I'm from Canada because of this cup. It's like my favorite mug now. For what? It's got water in it. FYI, guys. You know, rotate foods within the same day. No, so what you do is like, if you have a meat, right? If you have like rack of lamb, or if you have like pork jowl, and you could do like two meats. I'm going to do pork jowl and I'm going to do beef. And, or thighs. Like I'll have this for lunch, this for dinner. You have that for 4 days, 3 to 4 days, then you rotate it to another 2 types of meat or 1 type of meat. It's the same thing with the vegetables. And if you're really having a very bloated histamine response, itchy, mucousy, red spots in the scalp, messed up skin, the whole eczema symptoms, you need to cut it out so the immune system can stop overreacting. Because if your immune system keeps overreacting, you're not going to adapt. You're not going to feel well. People keep out. I will announce the book. I am not telling you anything about the book until I am ready. So, yes. I prematurely told everybody I was writing a book, and now I regret it. But it's going to be the best book, I promise you, because I'm talking about all this stuff. I'm not just putting a bunch of recipes in. All the recipes are going to list all of the anti-nutrients and things to look out for, symptoms. There's going to be disclosure for all the recipes, because now I'm very, very uncomfortable with all of the faux meats. Not faux meats, faux breads. I'm very, very uncomfortable with it now, because a lot of you guys are like food addicts, and you're like, well, the only way that I can do keto, if I have diversity, if I can get the whole family on, make fake breads. So I've got all of it. Trust me, I've got everything. I've got literally everything that you would need in a recipe book, but I'm now uncomfortable with it because people have so many issues with plants. The best way to get through the plateau, okay, is to stay strict with connecting to the circadian rhythm, going to bed early, diaphragmatic breathing, getting enough sleep, getting enough electrolytes, getting your fats up high, don't eat your food too fast, don't have too much protein. I mean, blah, 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 like all the videos that I make all the time ad nauseum about this subject. Absolutely no. Be the best waiting. Oh, yes. Thank you. Wait patiently. And the reason why I've slowed down on getting the book out is because I keep learning more about these subjects, right? Deficiencies, thyroid. Oh, the wave of my hair's falling out with women is freaking me out. The wave of my testosterone's dropping for men. The wave of the bloat and the gallbladder attacks on keto. The wave of hypoglycemia, or the rebound, which is my blood sugar keeps climbing. I need to learn about this stuff, but the major thing that I really want to know about is the 2 things: the thyroid and this developing sensitivities to plant source foods. So if I'm going to recommend a diet that involves eating, I need to be on point with what happens to people if they eat or if they don't eat before I put out a book. So I'm really glad that it hasn't come out yet. I mean, I couldn't be more happy about it. I just wish that the public didn't know I was putting out a book, because then there's the demand of hurry up and get it out. And I'm like, no, I need to make sure that the information is correct. When you test the blood glucose 2 hours after a meal, at 106, that's too high, and it is higher than before the meal, 95, could that mean that you may be allergic to food? Yes. So I often like to use, it's not a solid science at all, people, but it's a rough indication if you have a food sensitivity to test your food, test your blood sugar 10 minutes before and up to 2 to 3 hours after. But I've realized that some people don't react until the next day. So you really have to journal your reaction to food even 24 hours later. You see, are there any cons to taking MCT oil? Some people have a bad reaction to it. It gives them a stomach ache, and it's processed, and it's not a keto food, so you don't even need to take it. It's too expensive anyway. And does it spike insulin? It could spike insulin if you're allergic to it, if you have a hard time digesting and your body's like, ah. But people who don't have a sensitivity to it, it shouldn't spike your insulin. It should not. No. But it's a short chain fat. It's a medium chain triglyceride. It's like eating air. I mean, it's not going to give you sustenance to survive. You can't survive on MCTs at all. You need LCTs. Hello, Stephanie. Same. Check into it. I think Sami. Check into it. I think it would be help a lot of people. Okay, I will, Terry. Just wanted to thank you for suggesting that I may wish to try carnivore for the first time to handle my gland swelling issues. Did this, and there have been so many more benefits. Digestion is not perfect. Have you started doing it, or you're trying? I just wanted to thank you for suggesting that I may wish to try. But you tried it, right, Tamara? Penner, you did try it, and you started. Did the gland go down, or you're going to try it? Hello. You have tried it, yeah. Because, I mean, like I've expressed before, I saw Diogenes Vander, whatever his last name is, I can't remember now because I never say his name. Vander. Diogenes. Anyway, I saw him years ago on YouTube, and I was just like, he cray-cray. I'm not listening to him. You know, because I didn't know any better. And then years later, I saw this stuff, Carnivore, on Joe Rogan. I was like, because the way I see that we're omnivores, we are omnivores, but I've always been talking about the anti-nutrients in plants. I've been dealing with people with eczema and issues and bloat and itchiness and histamine for years, but I never thought to just take out all the plants and then rotate the meats and make sure that the meats are fresh, because if you're eating leftovers, the bacteria on the meat can also create a histamine response. Like, I didn't know about oxalobacter, the bacteria missing in your gut to break down oxalates. I didn't know about DAO and the importance of it. I didn't think about the HCl levels, well, a little bit in your stomach, so you could digest food or to slow down your eating or what. I mean, now it's all about that, all of it, and eating a lot of fat on keto and the right kinds of fat. And that's the, okay, let's see. Steve, Finney, he eats nuts and cheese on, yeah, but baby cakes, he's got issues. Like, you know, Steve Finney, he's like one of my favorite people on the planet, so this is not a neg to him at all. But Steven has no idea about the histamine and the anti-nutrients in plants that are fracking people up, and those foods, baby plants, the nuts, will literally kill some people. No, and the cheese is the same for people who've got weak gluten intolerance, they've got gut issues, that histamine issues, I mean, he a man. You know, Steve Finney is not analyzing people with thyroid issues and gut issues, so you have to contextualize these PhDs. That's why I'm saying, just because they're a PhD does not mean that they understand the full spectrum of all different types of disorders and all different types of population doing keto. So he can continue to eat his cheese. I will pass it, thank you very much. Okay? I don't know. See, here's the thing with the Finney and all those people. I don't know if they're developing allergies. We don't know. We don't know. Like, I'm in a freaking sports bra every day. You guys can deconstruct and analyze my body from head to toe and find things that you find that are weird. But like daily, like I've been on the internet for what, 10 years? 10 on YouTube. 10, is it 2009, 2010? 2010. I think I started in 2010. I can't remember exactly if it was 2009 or 2010 that I actually went on YouTube to talk about anything to do with fitness and keto or low carb or whatever, because I was doing keto, but I was like I was too afraid to talk about it when I first started going on YouTube. But the point is that you can watch me over time and be like, she looks really haggard, you know, like you guys can go to my Instagram and watch me do like strict pull-ups, right, at 51. You can see me do like one arm push-ups or handstand push-ups, or because my knee's busted, so you can't see me do stuff with my legs, that's for sure. But you can see me on live streams. Like, you can see there's no editing, there's no changing the video to make me look a certain kind of way. So if somebody who preached cheese and nuts did the same, we wouldn't have to necessarily go by what they're saying. We can go by how they look, and it's a rough indication, but it's a really good rough indication to see the quality of somebody's health. It's just see them daily. You guys can look at me daily and be like, something's wrong with Steph. Steph's not and trust me, if I was not looking well, you guys would hammer me. You would hammer me to no end, because that's what people do who are on the keyboard. They hammer you, like commentary. So it's my saving grace, keto, and the fact that I'm so strict and that I've done it well. Same is a dietary supplement to help with the mood, and well, I'm not into supplements, I'm sorry. No. Methionine. Terry, if you can get that in plant and real food, I'd rather not have people do supplements, because you can methylate without having to take supplements by eating organ meats. So, much better. Okay. How do I know if I'm insulin resistant or have adrenal fatigue? Jan, I can't remember. Insulin, you can get an insulin test to see how high your insulin is. That's an easy test. You can check your A1C. That's another indicator of insulin being too high. You can also, for adrenal issues, it's like you're tired, you crash in the afternoon, you don't sleep well, you don't have the power and strength to get through a workout. Like adrenal insufficiencies are quite easy. You're tired in the morning, you're wired at night, you wake up interrupted throughout the night, you just don't have the strength that you used to have. That's a simple one. Homocysteine levels. What about it? What do you want to know about homocysteine? Which is a protein, I believe. What do you want to know about homocysteine? Which, if you have inflammation in the body, your homocysteine levels tend to be a lot higher. But we're messed up all day, every day, anyway. I don't know what the dangerous levels are for homocysteine. You're going to have to go and look that up yourself. I got a lot of answers, but I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to pretend to, which some people do. Not saying who. Because I don't have doctor in front of my name, so I don't mess myself up doing that. No, I don't like cream of tartar. I would really opt that you tried to get it from food. You can get it from... There's potassium levels. If you don't have an issue with oxalates and spinach would be a great for your potassium levels. Avocado, if you don't have histamine, which avocados are another high histamine food. They are, yes, they're on that list. You can get it from bone marrow, and you can get it from organ meats. See, weird tiny critters, what? Appearing on my fingernails? Craters? This is a sign of eczema. Started keto. I know if there was... I don't know if it's eczema. It could be eczema. I don't know, but, you could try carnivore, keto carnivore for a week only to see if these things, craters in your nails, go away. So appearing on the fingernails, this is a sign of eczema. I started... I don't know if that's a sign of eczema. I mean, it could be another inflammatory or immune system response. Sunflower seed butter, no. That's a seed, no. It's a serious no on keto. Just gotta get super clean and not pound down the seeds, even though these are seeds. I'm not gonna lie. But people tend to do better on this type of a seed than on sunflower seeds. How can you stop craving at night? By eating more fat. A lot of people, I do consultation after consultation after consultation, and all these people aren't eating enough fat, or they'll use I use a teaspoon of coconut oil when I cook. I'm like, that's not ketotic. And people are like, I eat twice a day, I eat once a day. I'm like, that's not ketotic. You got to get at least 200 grams of fat in You have to train your body to use a new fuel source, and people keep forgetting that. You can't just mimic a ketogenic diet and then expect to be ketotic. It's a journey. Your body has to learn how to produce. Listen to me now, listen to me well. Your body has to learn how to make ketones out of units of fat, right? Either from the diet, from your body, convert it into the, like you notice with the breath, there's acetone, acetoacetate, get into the bloodstream, to get into the Krebs cycle, pass the blood-brain barrier, so your brain can start using ketones. And it just doesn't happen right away. That's why some people test their ketones and it's at a 0.4 and they just won't rise. And then you have to consider if you're malabsorptive and you're not absorbing nutrients from the food, or if you've got a gallbladder issue and you're not breaking down the fats to even use the fats. And that's why you have greasy stool. See, 69 watching, only 23 likes. Actually, it's 55 likes. But and there's 74 people now. That's what my phone says. So if you guys like up the stream, yes, honey, yes. Because of course, that brings more people to my channel. I feel like a broken record. You gotta collapse the X, hit the X in the right corner, collapse the chat, and then hit the thumbs up to get more likes, and hopefully that'll help bring more people to this channel who want to heal from autoimmunity through keto. Like up the stream. Janet's like up the stream. You take butter, coffee, you take on, do I take my take on butter, coffee? It's garbage. It's garbage. Like, that's gonna destroy your health. Destroy it. How do I know? Because everybody I know who drinks dang stuff has freaking issues with their adrenal issues and their thyroid issues, and they got issues and they're malabsorptive and they're not absorbing their minerals, and like it's a diuretic, and it's it's got a half-life, stays in your body over 8 hours more, right? It's got mycotoxins on it. A lot of you guys aren't eating organic coffee. Like, you guys have like glyphosate latent nastiness. It's like black tar. It's better to freaking drink motor oil than coffee. Overstimulates your adrenals to work harder than what your body can handle. No butter coffee. You could do butter tea, herbal, no caffeine. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like a jerk. Are there any other foods we can eat on Christmas that may mimic holiday food? Yeah, right? That's the beginning of the video. It's cauliflower mashed potato. It's gravy. Of course, you could do any of the meats. You could do, you can't do sweet potato. What are the other holiday foods? You could do pies, right? You could do sort of Christmas cookies by using cinnamon and nutmeg. That's a simple one. You can make like faux eggnog out of like coconut cream. Right, Janet? Janet's got a good eggnog recipe, but she's not going to share though. That's going somewhere else. It's on the course page though. If you guys want to sign up for the keto course, we share recipes there. Even though I don't like food porn. Coconut oil in your coffee. No coffee. And coconut oil is not a keto fat. It's great with the lauric acid. It can help you with the antimicrobial, viral, but it's not going to get you keto adapted. You got to go straight to the animal fats if you want to keto adapt. And if you guys have issues with your thyroid or with plants, don't have salads, cook your food. And pressure cookers don't exactly work either, because in the beginning I was talking about pressure cookers. So let me see, 58 minutes. I've done this in an hour. Drink some water. I'm going to drink some water and get off the stream. So Merry Christmas, you guys, even though I'm not really religious and I don't want to celebrate Christmas. When I was a kid, I loved Christmas. It was my favorite holiday. Now it's the most annoying one. Everything shuts down. I got stuff to do. Turkey, green beans. Yes, green beans, keto gravy, green sauteed in butter, lightly cooked in your veggies. Yes, so Janet's giving you guys some ideas, people. You could do turkey or whatever meats that be. You could do a meatloaf. That's really easy. Meatloaf, turkey, super simple. You agree with the Christmas thing? Yeah. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Look, I went to go see my mom. Someone's like, are you going to go see your mom again? I was like, I just saw her last month. No. Of course not. No. It's just, when I was a little kid and I believed in Santa Claus, I would literally count the months down to December. But now as an adult, and I think one of the times that Christmas kind of freaked me out the most is when I went to live in an African village for 2 months at Christmas. They didn't have any money, and they would like make gifts for each other. After that, and then I flew back to the Western world. I was living in Sweden, and I landed in Paris, and from Paris to Gothenburg, Göteborg. So I went from Africa, East Africa, Tanzania, Paris, and I was like, and when I went to to Paris, Parisian, because they have two um, airports. So I went to the airport, one of the airports, and I was like, I felt disgusted because I was in Africa deep, y'all. I was deep into Africa for 2 months during the holidays. And when I got back, it's just like everybody's like, I got this and I got that, and all of the advertising, it really just made me sick to my stomach, because like living here, you just kind of like, you get used to it, like homeless people. But if you stop and talk to a homeless person, all of a sudden it changes the way you look at homelessness, right? If you talk to a bunch of homeless people, you don't ignore them anymore as you're riding your bike. But if you, like, that's the same thing with Christmas. If you're somewhere else where people have no money and they're exchanging gifts. Thank you, Mars, for the 20. Thank you for info over the years. Oh, thank you, Mars. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate the donation to the super chat, because that really shows a lot of love and respect towards what I'm trying to do. So it's not the money that I feel so grateful. It's just the fact that people, they donate their hard-earned money because they believe in what I'm trying to do. So that makes me feel awesome. If we give our time and love and homemade gifts, that's the best for Christmas. Exactly, Janet. So that year to Africa was a game changer for me in my life. It was a game changer. It was like, I don't know, it was so beautiful to make gifts for each other. It was just so beautiful. Like, they had no money. I was in this small village in Tanzania. Small. It's called Sinza. Way in the middle of nowhere. And that trip changed my life. That was a crazy trip, you guys. I've done it. I've done story time, Steph's story time with all the travels, because I've traveled my whole was adult life. And yeah, so I'm like waiting for the holidays to get over so I can be like, boom, right? I did Dr. Oz show, and now I'm gonna hit all the shows. Watch, right? This little humble girl, I don't seem humble, but I really am. I live a very humble life, and I respect all people. But this little girl, she's gonna hit the circuit. And I'm going to talk about keto, and I'm not going to talk about it in a sensational way. I'm going to talk about how hard it is, but I'm talking about the amazing health benefits of a ketogenic protocol, and I'm going to hit the circuit all over in all those shows. Watch. And then the book's going to come out, and I'm going to educate people that I didn't have a chance to go through and look at a proper book when my mother had a glioblastoma, the most aggressive brain tumor, and I needed some keto information that wasn't about eating cream cheese and drinking butter coffee. I needed something more raw. Thank you, Jen. Well, shoot, I could like go get a meal and go to the movies tomorrow now. Thank you for the Christmas. I'm gonna call it Christmas donations, even though I'm not into Christmas. Thank you so much for all of the donations today. Dang, thanks guys. Thank you, Jan, Chen. Jan, I think it's Jan. Jan? Let me see, when we talk about to get rid of cellulite using what? What? Hen? What? Okay, cellulite, I want to talk about cellulite for a minute. So grateful of your generosity to share your wisdom. Thank you so much. Or Jan, as in January. Thanks. Durr. I know that your name is Jan. It's just my brain is going like. All right, cellulite, you guys. Women. So I'll pull down my pants and show you my back of my legs, but I think I'd get a strike on my channel if I did that. But as I've gotten older, it's really amazing to watch cellulite start to form on my body in my late 30s and now go away to nothing. I mean, you could even pinch the back of my arms, as fit as I am, and see cellulite. Even when I was a lower weight, I saw cellulite. And that got me thinking about toxins in the body, detoxification of estrogen out of the liver. It got me to think about drinking more water, my lymphatic system, and also all the tight fibrous fascia bands all over my body. So I like to do foam rolling for cellulite to break up the fascia bands, because if you have like well, it's hard to, like, fat is pushing through these fibrous bands. You guys donating all the time. Thank you. Ali Garcia. Thank you. Happy holidays. Thank you for taking the time daily to educate us and give us all your golden nuggets. The golden nuggets. You've been around for a while, because I've been saying that. You're freaking awesome. Thank you so much. Ali Garcia. Thank you. So are ready to eat meats for Costco. Are ready to eat meats from Costco. I've never shopped at Costco. So if you find some organic and grass-fed or pastured eggs, yes. But like some other stuff, unless you really po. Not with the OOR, just with the PO. Because if you po, then you might have to eat those processed meats if you don't have any other options. But what was I saying? I ran off my tangent now. Something about something. I don't remember. I don't know. So you guys, I'm going to go over to, if we get some last likes before I head out of here. You ready? Okay. So yeah, thank you. See, my brain is like, I need to go live on Instagram. I need to do this. I need to do that. Oh, you guys are donating like crazy. Thank you. What is it? Edapia 82. I've seen you as well before. Thank you for the 15. Right, I do appreciate you sharing your goals and dreams with all of us, and thanks for being always direct and no BS nice words. I like how you tell how it is. Thank you. Yes, I get in trouble. I will go back to cellulite, I promise. I get in trouble sometimes. I'm very direct, but now, like, people are very triggered more than I've ever seen before, but somehow I'm able to maneuver through the triggeredness by just kind of being a solo person. Like, I like going out. I love dancing. I like going out. I like going to parties, but I don't like fake social situations. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you. And the reason why I don't like, thank you so much, everyone who's donating. My goodness. The reason why I don't like to be as social as of these days is because when I am, the conversations are so superficial, and I live here in LA, so I'm hearing about the industry. I'm hearing about like all the plastic surgery and all the trends and all the stuff, and all of the dumb conversations that are about nothing. And people say dumb things, and I'll say the truth, and people get triggered, and I'm like, I don't got time for this. I got too much to do. Like, take care of my crazy mother. I got too much to do. So what you see here on the internet, and like when I talk about other people, it's commonly that I'm asked about other people. I mean, sometimes I might bring them up on my own, but 9 times out of 10, people bring them up, and I'll just say what I think, and I'll be like, people are like, you can't say that, or you this, or you that, or you whatever. And I'm like, I'm 51, like, I don't understand that language of what I can't do. You ain't my mama. I got one mama, okay? You are not my mother. So stop telling me how to talk, what to do, and what to say, because I'm 51. I'm stubborn. Okay? Right, Janet? So I appreciate the people that get my way of communicating and understand that it's very weird talking to a camera. It's bizarre, and I've been doing it for years. When I used to go, energy, it's because I didn't know enough about the body. So I was very excited, and I knew so much, but I didn't know this much. And, like, over time I start to be more direct. But loving, yes. I come across as a dick, but I am loving. But I have difficulties, like, I just want to be real with people, right? Because I want people to be real with me. If people go, like, if I talk to somebody who knows me or who's around me and they're like, why, I think you're a jerk when you do this, when you do X or Y. I'll be like, okay, so why do you feel that way? I'm curious. I don't go like, that's not true. You're being mean. You're telling me that I'm a jerk or an a-hole. Like, I don't care. People can call me an a-hole to my face, and I'll be like, okay, well, why do you feel that way? Because I want to know if I've actually done something wrong. I mean, I can trigger people. I can say stuff that's inappropriate and not realize it, and then until I see their face drop, like, down there. And I don't want people to be fake with me. If I was paying for a consultation, because I do consultations, and I'm very soft. I'm more kind in my consultations, because online is like lots of people shooting questions. But if I was paying for a consultation, that's a low flying plane. I would not pay for a consultation where people were lying to me and telling me what I'm like. I've had like one really unsuccessful consultation where a woman had eczema all over her arms and hands, and she was from Australia. And I told her she had to rotate foods, take out foods, and she goes, well, now I can't eat anything. Keep it real, girl. Thank you. Much love. Thank you so much. Black flag. 321. So she got really upset, and I said, look, I'm just the messenger, honey. It's like, you have the overactive immune system. I don't. I'm just telling you, if you want all of this scaliness and rashiness and skin peeling off and miserable like skin reactions and inflammation to go away, you're going to have to rotate your foods. You're going to have to take out certain foods. And, she was really upset. And I said, I mean, if you're unhappy, all right, cellulite. Is it Marjorie? Is that how you say? Marjorie Martinez. She's like, can you get back to the cellulite? She's reminded me like a couple times. Yes, I got off the beaten track. Okay, it happens. Hey, Jeffrey. Okay. Yes, I foam roll, right? So I do everything. Like, I really try to get good liver, kidney, colon, the biliary system, to get, especially to get nice bowel movements, get that stuff out, right? Get the poop out, because we don't want your poop to be reabsorbed back into the bloodstream, especially if you're trying to eliminate estrogen. So I try to get that stuff out. And just eating foods and not sitting, eating the right foods, not sitting in a C shape, which also disrupts upper trunk circulation, and estrogen can get trapped in the liver and the gallbladder from sitting at a desk like this all day long. Really trying to keep my hormones in balance by sleeping right and rotating the foods and breathing and all these types of things that calm down your central nervous system and get you in a homeostatic balance. This will help the clearance of estrogen. So stress, high cortisol, pregnenolone steal, and having problems with your pregnenolone and DHEA, your reproductive hormonal tree, if that becomes disrupted because of too high levels of cortisol, that's when you get the estrogen dominance, right? It dominates over progesterone, and progesterone can drop due to too much stress, or pregnenolone steal, or problems with your DHEA. So what I try to do is balance all those things through lifestyle practices, and it works. It's like amazing what happens to your skin, right? This is the skin of a 51-year-old woman. I mean, it's not the same skin as when I was in my 20s, but it's the skin in my 20s. I was eating bad food, so you would see, rashes and things and candida all over my skin. Whereas now my skin's older, but the quality of the skin remains really, really healthy because I'm so healthy. So when it comes to cellulite, and you guys, I mean, I work out 6 days a week, and on the days that I don't work out, the one day I go ride my bike. So I've really got my lymphatic system, the internal reservoir, to move and function, because I'm not sitting. I don't like to sit and just sit. I don't do that almost ever. Even in my apartment, I'm almost never sitting, which is why my knee hurts. But a really important thing about just sort of, so the estrogen dominance, right? The extra body fat. Obviously, you guys see that I have low body fat. Also, the tightness of your skin, the quality of your skin, because as you get older, the skin thins, and so fat is going to bulge out more. So then all of those things, I take care of my skin, I take care of my liver, take care of my estrogen, my reproductive hormonal balance. my lymphatic system. And then the last thing that you can do literally is just break up all the fascia. So there's all these like fascia blasters and all this kind of stuff. But I like to use a foam roller just in general, just for because I lift daily. So it's really good for all your muscles. So the tightness of your muscles and whatnot. So I'll sit there and I'll foam roll. I've got two different types of foam rollers. One that has big knots on it, and I'll just roll on it, right? Roll on the back of my legs, roll on it on my hip, and then it's addressing a couple of different things at once, like my lymph system. Oh, you can also do dry brushing, by the way, for your lymphatic system. So it's really good for your lymphatic system to foam roll. It's really great to break up the fascia, release toxins, and also the tightness of your muscles. You know, that'll drop your cortisol. So that's how you pretty much can minimize the cellulite. So now, like if I squeeze really hard in my butt, you'll see like a little, like I have to squeeze really, really hard and you'll see a little bit of the cellulite, but if I just stand there, you don't see anything. So, if I squeeze really, really hard, you know, if you're squeezing hard, you can see a little bit. See if you see any there. If I squeeze really hard. But that's how you get rid of it. So keto can really be good as far, oh yeah, managing your blood sugar, that's a big one. Because if you have high levels of blood sugar, you're going to have cellulite straight up. Yeah. Estrogen dominance, being overweight, and blood sugar like up there. All right, guys, thank you for joining the live stream. It's time to do one more on Instagram. I'm going to try to keep that short. And I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays for those who really love Christmas, because some people love it, right? I went to the gym today. This guy's like, I love it. He was Russian, too. He's like, I love Christmas, whatever. I can't do Russian accent. I can do other accents. I can't do Russian accent. And for cellulite, foam roll the arms. Yeah, I foam roll everything. Like, I'm literally rolling everything, right? Especially as somebody who's lifting, right? I foam roll everything. I can't foam roll the boobs, even though they're not big. I got enough there. But no, I can't foam roll the front part. So I foam roll the sides, the arms, and the back of the legs, the back of the butt, everything. And my IT bands and my muscles. My abductors and adductors. Okay, guys, thank you for everyone who donated to the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. Let's buy the poor girl some clothes. I have clothes, honey. That's not funny. You gotta go to comedy school and get better at your comedy, because it's not working. Now, if you 51 and you be rocking this hard work, you'd be sitting there in a half top too. Or I could do what other people do, where I could wear a long sleeve shirt and button it up to here, okay, and put a whiteboard behind me with a little freaking pen, blackened pen, and I could do it that way, like a lot of people do. Thank you, Marjorie. So funny, because on my Instagram, I showed you guys in the last stream that I was in a thank you, right? Forever 21. Love that store. No, I decided to do sports bras because of Paul Chek. So Paul Chek is a health enthusiast, teacher, scholar, whatever. And he's really, really weird, but the dude is knowledgeable. Paul Chek. He's amazing. And he said, if you're going to sit there and tell people how to live, you need to show what you're working with. Because you can hide under clothing and then tell everybody else, intermittent fast, do keto like this, do that, do this, do that, and then the people don't look healthy. So I've kept this theme up. I have no problem wearing a baseball cap and a hoodie all day, because I'm the biggest tomboy ever. I got my cap backwards, some cargos on, and a friggin' hoodie. I would rock that all day. So I do this, it's purposeful. I'm doing this for a reason. All right, guys, it's time to peace out. And also there's some enjoyment at being at this age, and I can look back at my videos and I can see when I didn't sleep, you know, when I was stressed, you know, when I was traveling. It's really great. It's a good catalog to see yourself. and also the knowledge and the words and everything that I've learned, even though I don't like to watch old videos, but you can, if I watch them for I could watch them for maybe about 2 seconds, then I'm like, I don't want to look at it anymore. Like, no, please. Okay, I don't know how to say your name. Thais? Kobayashi? Thank you so much. I'm your new role model. I appreciate that. The fitness wears to prove at her point. She's the real deal. Thank you, Janet. See, please. What? Poland Christmas song? Silent Night. Please, 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 please. What? What? I don't get your Poland Christmas songs. I don't know any Polish Christmas songs. Who do I know who's Polish? Oh yeah, a lot of people I know who are Polish. Yeah. The guy who's like helping me with my website and also doing videos is Polish. Who else did I talk to who's Polish? Who else? Polish. Oh, yeah. My neighbor below me is Polish. That's right. We talked about that. Hit the like button, Mark says. Mark Pointer, hit the like button, guys. Silent Night, please, 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 please. Yeah, he's a troll, I know. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful... Okay, thank you, Joe. You're right. I haven't finished. I'm supposed to drink the whole thing each stream. This is clearly how we don't get enough water in. I'm expelling water when I'm speaking, and I'm not drinking in enough water. Like, not even a half a cup I drink. This mug, it's not even a half a cup in an hour, almost an hour and a half. Really pathetic. So I'm gonna get off this stream. If you guys want to watch me continue, go over to my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. All one word. I'll live stream there for 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna friggin' sit on my rooftop and be in the sun as the sun sets. So it's okay, Greg. It's all good because I'm leaving the stream now, so he can troll all he wants. I'm in a Christmas mood. All right, guys. Peace out. Until next time, have a lovely Christmas. Don't eat bad foods on Christmas because it's Christmas. Right? I know, it's so nice. That's why I live here in California. Like, living in Europe that many years, 16 years, being that cold weather scarred me, so I'm over it. So you guys have a lovely, lovely holiday, and you'll see me probably the day after Christmas. Bye! Bye, girl! No, I don't watch TV anymore. TV, it irritates me. The sound, like, it just irritates me. I watch movies on my laptop, and I don't even turn on this thing anymore. It just sits there. Nope, no more TV. Over it. Bye, guys. Bye. Peace. And I'm out. Merry Christmas.